Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm a licensed psychotherapist, which means my work doesn't magically end when the session does. There are notes to write, appointments to manage, billing, insurance follow ups, and somehow all that admin used to creep into my nights and weekends. That's why I switched to Simple Practice. Simple Practice is an all in one electronic health record built specifically for therapists with HIPAA compliant tools and high trust certification. So I don't have to worry about juggling systems or cutting corners just to keep things running. Scheduling, documentation, billing, insurance, client communications, even automated appointment reminders, it all lives in one place. And if you're starting or growing a practice, Simple Practice also offers a credentialing service that helps simplify insurance enrollment, which can be a huge lift when you're starting to scale. Start with a 7-day free trial, then get 50% off your first 3 months. Just go to simplepractice.com. Again, that's simplepractice.com.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, I'm a medium, and this podcast is for those who wish to understand the wonderful world of spirit. Where do we go when we die? I'll share stories of mine as a medium and other mediums in our journeys, plus you will hear real-life client readings so that you can know without any doubt that your loved ones in spirit are around you all the time. I'm Jen, and this is the Singing Medium Podcast. Welcome back to the Singing Medium Podcast. So, all right, here we go. So I'm going to give you a little update of things that have been going on. And I skipped last Friday. So a couple of reasons why there was no new episode last Friday is because I did my very first psychic event online where I usually do mediumship readings for people and I bring their loved ones in spirit through. But this time I decided I was going to do a psychic event, which is about the world events, the future, the energy behind things, what's going to come, what might come, what we can change. So I had to save all of those predictions and save them and share them in that event. So I'm still going to save them. Really sorry. I'm being guided to share something else today, but they will either come out in blog form very soon, or I'll have to wait till next Friday to give you the psychic predictions. Now, there are actually 3 pages because I've been putting it off. There's actually a lot. So normally I'll have like 5 psychic predictions for you guys for what's happening in our world right now and in the future, but I've been saving them. So there's a lot. There's at least 20. And there's some that are good, some that are not so good. And I think we need to redefine what is good and bad. That's where I'm at right now. What is actually good and what is actually bad? Is that even a thing? So just some things that are coming up and me revamping and re-evaluating all of my beliefs. And that leads into me saying right now as I'm recording this, we're in the middle of 2 eclipses. Now, oh boy. So I wasn't prepared. So here's the thing. I'm just going to ramble on here for a second and get my thoughts out. Is that astrology I have come to really be very immersed in. I'm immersing myself in the teachings, and we actually just had Bravely Beautiful Brancourt Burns teaching in my spirit school all about astrology, and I didn't realize there was so much. I knew it was pretty involved, but I had no idea the layers of what was actually makes up astrology and all the different learnings that you have to understand and grasp before you. I mean, I know the basics, so I got the basics down. I can read my chart pretty good, my birth chart, but there's so much to it. So kudos to her and everyone who has to learn astrology and shares that information with the masses, because I think it's pretty valuable. Some days I'm like, wow, this is really on point, and the behaviors that I'm doing during the day or during a specific time, and then I go check what's happening in astrology, and it's actually the same thing. So it's pretty cool to see. But then I have the thought some days where things are going really rough, like right now with eclipse season, where I'm like, is astrology even real? Like, this is crap. Where is all this cool thing that's supposed to be happening to me? So my, like, just about everything, I have doubts about them. And some days I'm really, really like 100% believer in this. And I'm all about the astrology. And then some days I'm like, this is crap, right? So I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. And like with everything that is, being presented in the spiritual world. But I love astrology. She knows what she's talking about. She knows her shit. And like people who are out there who are teaching astrology and sharing, that's my thing, is you gotta be careful, especially on TikTok. TikTok can be like a little iffy because I see contradicting information. So just always use your discernment, that kind of thing. But I do feel for sure 100% this energy of this in between eclipses. So Court describes it as being in between like Christmas and New Year's, where nothing really is happening. You're like, what's going on? You're in the abyss of nothingness. You're like, what the hell am I doing? And I was like, oh, the eclipse isn't affecting me. It's fine. Like, I was fine. And there's like a couple days later, you're like, oh my God, what is happening to my life? Now, the thing too is for me personally is that I have also done ayahuasca in March. So I did ayahuasca in March. So, it's probably a combination of all of these things together, because what ayahuasca does, and I've talked about this before, is that it's like it's a plant, right? So if you imagine this big plant with a bunch of leaves and the roots and the vines are growing all the time. So ayahuasca takes these vines and like it literally integrates into your body and like weaves its way into your consciousness, and then it's like weaves its way out of your body into your life and plucks out the things that are no longer working, and it guides you or takes you to the places where things are going to work better or that are more exciting. For me, and this is human design, and I just disclaimer, I don't know anything about human design except I'm a manifesting generator. See, that goes along with astrology too, right? Because I'm a Sagittarius sun, Leo rising, and moon, Pisces moon. So the Leo and the Sagittarius part are like, okay, well, that's why I'm like loud and like I want to be in the spotlight and I want everyone to see me. I want to feel seen. I want to be free. Those are emotional. Those are all of those characteristics that embody me as those astrology points. But then, you're kind of like, well, questioning like, why am I the way I am? Am I because I'm a Leo? Is it because when I was born? Is it because of the stars? Or is it because, this is just who you are? Or is it because you're a manifesting generator, where manifesting generators get bored easily, so they get very excited? Or is it bipolar? Like, seriously. I'm laughing because I've been called bipolar. I've been called out by a therapist once that I was bipolar. I haven't been officially diagnosed, but do you see how they're all one? They're weaving into like one idea. So like, is it because I'm a Sagittarius? Is it because I'm a manifesting generator? Or is it because I'm bipolar? Or is it because I'm just the way I am? Or is that because the way my brain works? So I think it's interesting to see all these things are interwoven together in this big cloth. And we have to like try hard. I don't like try hard. You have to, some days you just can't, try to figure yourself out. You just got to be sometimes. So because I'm a manifesting generator, I get bored easily. So I get like, let's use the podcast, for example. I've had thoughts or feelings lately to maybe not do it anymore. Is that because I was really excited about doing a new podcast and now I don't, there's something else that interests me, right? And going back with this eclipse energy of my business, things are like really slow. Like, excuse me, I put out a really amazing course called the Psychic Investigations, where we do cold cases, use your psychic abilities to do that, where you map out things, you have to locate missing people, not for professional, obviously, it's just for practice. Going on a field trip in person to a haunted space and using your psychic abilities, your mediumship. And there was like 2 people signed up. Now, that's okay. Like the timing is off or what, but I was like, just these kind of things, you get this really good idea and then now you're not doing it because of timing or doesn't work or the energy is not right now as well, so I'm going through a thing. I'm going through a thing, and you can probably feel it in my voice because it was like, what do I do next? And I'll give it here. I have not actually officially spoken this out loud yet to anyone. or in a post or anything. I did post yesterday that I was on a cliff, and I actually applied for a couple of jobs. Now, I don't mean I'm applied to Walmart or anything or Tim Hortons. I'm still following what I love to do. So yesterday I had this big loud voice in my head. It was probably my spirit guides or my higher self saying, Jen, what do you want? Because as you guys know, sometimes you want something and you get it and you do it for a long time. This is really exciting and it lights me up and I'm so excited. This is like my passion. And then one day you wake up and it's kind of wanes and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. So that goes back to like, is it because I'm Sagittarius? Is it because I'm a manifesting generator? Am I bipolar? Like, what is that? Or is that just life? Like, am I just being human? So I said, okay, so I stopped. And it's so funny because I was actually cleaning the cat litter and when this thought came in. One of my most despicable jobs that I have to do here. And I said out loud, I answered the voice out loud. I said, I want, and I haven't said this to anyone out loud, I want to be a writer that travels the world writing articles and content and blog posts and stories and books and my own books. And I just want to be able to like go here, because if I'm a writer, I can do whatever I want, right? Now, just also letting you know, I'm not saying I don't love doing mediumship. I love it. It's like the tide. The tide came in and now it's pulling it out to sea. It's like, am I going to be a medium forever? Am I going to be a psychic forever? Am I going to, because I had last week after the eclipse, I was like, you know what? If I could just not be on social media, that'd be great. If I could get to the level of the vibration of just attracting what I need and what I want to me with just sitting in meditation and following that inspired action, and which I've been doing. My inspired action led me to applying for writer jobs. I have been not notified of anything so far. I was turned down for one. I don't have any experience, right? So I don't have that experience, but I know that if you put out to the universe when you get finally clear on what you actually really do want, that's when things should start to move around. So these eclipses are something else. They're just like making me sit down, and I bet you they're probably doing that for you too. So one of the reasons I'm sharing this is because I want you guys to know that if you're going through this, you know, sometimes we can get isolated and think that, oh, well, I'm the only one, because you're so immersed in your own world and your own emotions and your own feelings that you can think that you're actually alone, but you're not. There's probably a lot of people who maybe are just not speaking that truth out loud, saying they're not sure what they want to do anymore, or the thing that they say they love, they don't know if they want to do that anymore. Like, I think that's really important and powerful that you have to say that out loud, because if you're hiding that, you're not being yourself. You're not being who you are. And yes, I see there's times and you have to sort of hibernate and get quiet and get in there and be like, okay, what do I want? Because some people don't even know what they want, right? And for me, it's like I wanted to be a medium so bad, and I wanted to, and just so you know, I'm still going to do spirit school. Don't worry if you're in spirit school. Don't worry, I love spirit school so much. It's like my baby. It's the other things, you know. It's like, that's why, like, all the things that I was doing before, I was doing like 50 things, guys. I was like coaching, I was mentoring, I was doing Reiki classes, I was doing psychic, I was doing mediumship readings, I was doing Akashic records, I was doing all of these things. And that's when right after ayahuasca, I was like, nope, no, get rid of everything. That's it. Everything is going. And I was like, what? Right? That tower moment. In that tower moment, sorry, as you speak your truth, you have phlegm. Get some phlegm in your throat, because that's the energy that's coming up, right, when you're speaking your truth. I haven't admitted that to anyone. I have not said out loud that I'm not sure I want to be a medium anymore. I'm actually not sure. And that makes me really sad as I say that, because that's been my whole life for the past 6 years, you know, and I'm excited about all these courses that I want to take. And I do know that I love teaching. I love teaching mediumship. I love teaching psychic development. And I love teaching in spirit school. I do know I like those things I would love for it to stay. But I don't know. Maybe it's an invitation to pause. I don't know. But someone said that to me. What if it's just a pause? I'm like, oh, I don't know. It feels really weird. It feels different this time. I've gone through places, and you've probably too, of like, oh man, do I want to do this anymore? And then you just keep doing it because you just keep doing it because it's what you know. But you have this feeling, this niggling feeling all the time, like, hello, McFly, like something is not right here. Something needs to change. And I think it's really a cool place to be. And when you can recognize that little niggling and then you can follow it. But for me, saying out loud, guys, I don't know if I want to be a medium anymore, that's kind of big for me. But yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. If you're going to be coughing a lot, it's because the energy is coming up. All right, so let's see here. So a couple things I'm going to share before the episode, what I'm going to talk about. As you can probably see, it's on the title because I haven't decided what it's called yet. But Spirit is leading me. Again, you guys know I'm not a fan of tarot anymore. I used to have like 50 tarot decks and I got rid of them all because that's what I felt guided to do. And I have one left and I talk about that. So Spirit wants me to, so I'm guided to do a couple of cards. I'm going to pull them and see what's going on here. I swear, if the Tower card comes out, I'm gonna freak out. You guys know I don't like the tarot card, which I know. Yeah, I know. Tarot is okay. I mean, Tower is okay. The Tower card is okay. Everything's fine. Okay. Oh, of course. 3 of Swords. Oh my gosh. 3 of Swords. Oh my God, guys, the Tower card just popped up. This is why I stopped using tarot. Oh my God, you guys. All right, let's see here. Oh, as I'm getting the book out, I just want to let you guys know, my shaman looked me in the eye after the ceremony and she says, I just need to warn you, Jen, that you're probably not going to be a medium anymore after this. And I was like, I kind of think you're right. It's super weird. So I have no idea what I'm going to do anymore. Like, is that my identity, the singing medium? Because, right? Like, well, that's not my identity. That's just what I've been doing. That's what I've loved for the last few years or so, right? Okay, so 3 of Swords. Painful separation, loss, heartbreak, an opportunity to heal, shadows coming to light, finding inspiration again. I like that. Shadows coming to light. Now, it says my heart remains tender and open, so I can kind of see that. It's very emotional lately in between this eclipse season. Really big things coming out, and grief comes up, like grieving for you, for people who are listening, for like who you thought you were, who you thought you were going to be. There's different types of grief, okay? Like there's not just someone passes away. There's different types of grief. So I just want you to know that. So then the Tower card is in the middle. So I feel like it's not just me having these big Tower moments right now. I feel like if you decide to up level and you raise your vibration, the old stuff has to crumble and be destroyed. It just makes sense. Like if you want to move forward, if you want to go to a new house, you can't keep your old house. You have to sell everything and you have to get the moving truck and you got to move to this new city that you've never been before. That's how it works. You can't keep the old house. So, you know, if you're up leveling, and this is a good sign that this is working. What we're doing is working. If everything is falling apart, and we're trying to hold on to it, stop trying to hold on to it. If everything is falling apart, that is actually a good thing. That is a good thing. It has to fall apart. So note to self, note to you, let it go. Again, just always tell yourself, Jen said, I can't get a new house if I hang on to the old one. And the new one is probably way better than my old house. Okay? So just, yeah. So then, Queen of Wands, I think that's a good one, isn't it? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a good card. I'm pretty sure Queen of Wands is creativity, passion, determination, confidence, joy, bold expression, helping others. Are you build your queendom? I think it's as you build your queendom. And power. There's power after the Tower. Get it? It rhymes. Okay, so again, I don't normally do tarot, but it was really drawn, and I'll try not to have PTSD after getting the Tower card again. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just keep telling yourself everything's fine. Okay, so the topic for today after all of that is twin flames. Now, again, I'm probably going to have a couple of like hiccups and like burps and coughs and stuff like that because I don't think I've actually publicly talked about my experience with twin flame. And I think it's very fitting. It's all lining up. I'm seeing all the things. So this is, okay, here's the thing. I am not an expert on twin flames. The only way I'm an expert is because I went through the whole process. So I would say for me, I'm an expert on twin flames for my own knowing in my own life, in my own experiences, but I'm not an expert. I don't think anyone could be an expert. Like, there's no, well, I guess there's a book on twin flames, but there's no, like, how can you have educational wisdom and knowledge about twin flames unless you've lived it, right? Or you read an article by someone who has lived it. So here's the thing. This is why Spirit is like, you need to talk about this finally, because I have not. So anybody else have weird dreams lately? Like really weird dreams? So my dreams all week, and just so you know, I have not done any plant medicine for a week. I'm like taking a break. There's no cannabis, there's no ayahuasca, there's no mushrooms, nothing, no microdosing, nothing. So I'm clean and sober right now for this whole week. And it's been pretty good. And I'm surprised at the dreams that I'm having when I'm clear too, because usually I'll have the weird dreams and I'll have visitations and I'll float around the universe and I'll be in someone else's dream when I am using the plant. And I have not been using the plant at all this week. And I'm shocked at the intensity and the realness of the dreams. So I have had 2 or 3 consecutive dreams in a row that I remember. And have you heard that saying, like, if you wake up and you remember your dream, it wasn't a dream, it was a notice of some kind? So I 100% believe that. I 100% believe that there are other realms that we visit because the soul is tired when we're sleeping in our body, so it leaves, goes around the universe, goes to other realms. And here's the thing. I don't know if I said this to you guys before, but I really believe, and I think this is absolutely true, is that if you make a decision in your life, say you have choice A and choice B, okay? And you don't choose choice B, you go with A, that's fine, you live your life. And so the timeline hairs, the fractals break off and you go on your way to option A. Option B, though, has an energy, right? It's like, whoa, it's just sitting there? No, it actually creates an energy of a manifestation of the what would have happened if you had chosen B. So option B lives on somewhere else in a different reality, in a different dimension in your consciousness, and then you visit there. I think that's what's happening to me. So, and yes, it has to do with twin flames. So I'm pretty sure, like, I've had 1 twin flame and 1 trauma bond. So I'm going to cover both of those today, okay? So one of them here's how this went down. So I don't know if you're on TikTok and you can see, like, if you have over a certain amount of followers, I'm pretty sure that you can see who looks at your TikToks, at your account. Now, my former trauma bond, who I thought was a twin flame, I saw looking at my stuff. And this is like 3 years has gone by since this person has left my life. And by the way, I will never say anything bad about anyone. Never. Everyone is a lesson to me, whether they, myself, or they behaved a certain way. I will never, ever talk crap or shit about anyone. I've had people ask me about other mediums that I've known who I've had not great experiences with personally interacting with me and things that they've said about me. I have never once talked crap about them. Never. And I never will. I will just make a face or be like, well, if you want to work with so-and-so, go for it. I always just say use your intuition. I never say anything bad. And I have a few people who have said horrible things about me in this community. Not in a while, I don't think, but you never know. Hasn't come back to me, but I will never say anything bad about anyone. That's not helpful. And yeah. So twin flame, I hear that a lot. I mean, people say they have a twin flame and they're like, oh my God, I only have half a soul. Half my soul is in that other person. And that I don't believe that's true at all. You can get caught up in that excitement of like, oh my God, we share a soul. You probably share a trauma. You probably share a past life together. Yes, your souls may have met up, in a different realm and danced together and all these things that I've seen. I have experienced all of these things, okay? Now, in reality, I don't believe that you can share a soul with someone. You have to have your own soul. Your soul is your light. You are your soul. Your soul is in your body. And if you say that you only have half a soul, you're going to go your whole life thinking that you're not enough, or you're only feeling half, or you're limited, or whatever. And I want you to really dive into that and really feel into that statement. Like, is that true that I have half a soul? can you prove that you only have half a soul? Is it because you actually don't have half a soul is missing? Or is it because there's something inside of you, some trauma or something that happened in the past to you that makes you feel like you're not whole? Okay, so that's really important that you understand the difference. There is a slight difference between, I'm only talking about twin flames and trauma bonds, okay? A trauma bond. But first we're going to talk about the twin flame. So anyways, my former trauma bond, who I thought was a twin flame, and still might have been the twin flame. I don't know. There's no rule book that says that this person was or wasn't. And again, the reason I'm sharing this is because he came up in my TikToks, watching my stuff, and it was like, then there was in the dream. Then he was in the dream a couple times, and I was like I'm trying to work out the healing process of what the entire experience brought me. Okay, so twin flames. What's a twin flame? Okay. Every relationship has something to teach us. Everyone you meet will probably teach you something, okay? They will probably teach you something. Normally, I believe that everyone you meet will teach you how to love yourself, okay? You're always unlearning how to not like yourself. You're always learning how to love yourself, remembering how to love yourself, because you already love yourself. You just forgot. You just have amnesia. Okay, so, but twin flames will really teach you a lot if you have one. Okay, so I will preface this by saying it is one of the most powerful connections there is. So for me, I met mine through someone I used to work with at an event I did, and he approached me and said something, and it was like, oh my God, like, I swear to heavens, like, I know this person already. And this is like, I was a new medium and I didn't know a lot about, souls and twin flames and past life connections like I do now, but it was so intense. I can't describe the feeling. There's not even words. There's not a word, an English word that you can come up with that can describe the feeling when you meet someone that you feel like you've known your whole life, or this twin flame / trauma bond connection. If there's no words for the English language, it's probably twin flame or the other one. You can't even describe it. Like it's a soul past life connection. And I believe souls meet when they're supposed to, in the way that they're supposed to, and the recognition is instantaneous. Okay? So that's the first thing. Now, again, I'm still not 100% sure this is my twin flame, but that's what we decided that we were. So again, I'm never saying anything bad about anyone. I am not perfect. No one is perfect. So I'm not coming from a judgmental place of anything. I'm just sharing my experience because it's time to heal this, because he keeps coming up. There's dreams about it. I got to heal this. And so by speaking about it, this is going to help other people. It's also going to help me in the same process. So me and this person was like, again, there was no word to describe this feeling. It wasn't like a, oh my God, I love you energy. It was just like a soul recognition. And it's almost like electricity, it's almost like you get zapped by a lightning bolt or something. And there's only you and that person in the room. There was like maybe 60 people in the room at the time. And I was just finished my show. And I was like, no one was in the room. It was just me and him for like 5 seconds. And I was like, oh my God, I know you. Like, I actually know you, So we started working together or whatever, and things got very messy very fast, because once you claim that someone is your twin flame, you can get very caught up in the hype and the propaganda of or the experience of the feeling. And you go, okay, well now let's figure this out. Like, let's investigate this. Like, why do we feel like this? Why do I feel like I've known you my whole life or many lives prior? So then we start to investigate it. So then I can't remember if I did or he had his past life reading done, and we ended up having multiple lives together. A couple of them, we were husband and wife in one. There was another one where it was a witch past life. And then all of the people that I met through him were all in this past life in the witch era that we have this past life connection in. So all these past life memories kept coming to me. Like, I would meditate and I have this past life flash in my mind. So to determine if it's a twin flame, you probably will have like these flashes of memory of past lives. Like you'll see yourself being in this different time, or you'll have dreams about it. That's kind of how you one of the ways you can know, besides the feeling that this is your twin flame. Again, I want to stress out, I don't want anyone walking around saying, oh, that person has half my soul, because that can be very dangerous. Because once that person, depending on who it is, knows that they think that you think that they have half your soul, things can start to go down in a weird way. So we don't want to be saying, you have my whole soul, and which was what I did. Of course I did. What did I know? I don't know. Also, it's very karmic. So it's a karmic partner too. So I'm going to say this person was like 3 of those things all wrapped up into one. So a karmic partner. Karma, remember, means past life memory. So the person from your past life you will meet in this life. Most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, if you meet a twin flame, it's not because you're supposed to be together. Let me repeat that. It's not because you're supposed to be together. And this is part of the word, spreading the word about twin flames, is that this is what is being shared, that you're supposed to be with this person. They usually are married, you're married, they might live on a different continent altogether. It's not, the purpose of this is not to be together. And you'll probably hear other twin flame experts talk about this. You are not supposed to be together. Like, it is like finding gold in the jungle, rare. Like, you won't find it. It's just not supposed to be. But our human is like, oh, but I love this person. Oh, but we have a past life together. Oh, but we share a soul together. And you get caught up in that and your emotions. And what it does is it triggers your toxic behaviors. Okay? Those things, your shadow, it triggers your shadow. Because when I was around this person was the only person I would go off on, not give a shit what I said. Like, they could trigger me like no one else in the freaking world. Like, I would be like crazy, insta crazy mode in like 0.2 seconds with this person if he said one thing to me. And like, after a while, he kind of knew he could do that. So it was like, but I didn't feel like I was me. Like, it was just that really, really deep, dark shadow Scorpio energy that is very deeply buried down in the recessed corners of your soul that you don't show anyone. And this person can usually bring that out. So again, is it twin flame? Is it trauma bond? Or is it a karmic partner? Okay. So there are slight differences in all of them. Again, because I'm not sure what this was. We did call it twin flame, and that also can be very messy as well. But yeah, total crazy came out. Total crazy, like. And I have that, like, even Chad can't even bring that out. Chad cannot even bring that side of crazy out in me. Like, maybe a little bit if there's, I don't know. It's so weird. But it brings out that shadow energy because it's triggering the things that are inside of you that are not the greatest, so you can bring them to light, right? Everything wants to be brought to the light. That's what's going on in the world right now. We're all upset and scared and, worried what's going to happen for our kids in the future. But if we didn't, imagine if we didn't know about any of this, like the government stuff, like it was hidden from us. And then that is like toxic sludge of like horrific rules and things that are happening underground. And like, now we know about them. And that's scary, but I would rather know what the fuck's going on than have it hidden from me, So we have to reframe that, like, maybe him seeing my crazy side was a good thing because it was like, oh my God, she's human. Oh my God, maybe she's not my soul, Like, it's just all of this, the entire thing was just very awakening. It's a twin flame is here to help you awaken yourself, okay? To wake up to the point of a twin flame relationship is to show you how to love yourself, okay? Help you remember how to love you, like truly love you, not like, oh, I'm gonna go to the float tank and spa. No, I get my nails done. I gotta get my nails done. That's not love. That's not self-love. It's taking care of your body and and your spirit and your mind. But this is otherworldly. This is like telepathic. So he and I we figured out how to be highly telepathic through this. So if we couldn't hang out or whatever, and it's very like nerve-wracking because you feel addicted to this person, which is what happened. It was like an addiction. It's like, if I don't be around this person, and we actually said this, if I'm not around you, I can't breathe. Like, how toxic is that? But when you're in it, you have no fucking clue it's toxic. You have no idea. People around you might see it and they'll tell you that, but you don't give a shit. You do not give a shit. You like, I need to be around this person as much as I can. I can't breathe without this person. Like, saying this out loud now, I'm like, what? What? These are the things that I said. These are the things that we have both said to each other. I was like, what is going on? Like, that is crazy in my mind when I'm saying this out loud, that you can't live without this person, right? And I got to the point after 2 years where I was like, I can't live without this person. Like, I can't, you know? And the more that we hung out together, the worse it got. So things got worse and worse and worse and worse. It was like, I remember I had one of my former students came to my house one day and she said to me, you know that movie with is it Will Smith? What's that movie? I'm just going to Google it right now. It's about twin flames, and he has a twin flame and they think they're supposed to be together. But they're not. They're from a different... Hold on a second. Let me just see. I just want to see what that's called, because I actually said to me, you better... Hancock. She says, you know that movie Hancock? Have you seen it? I'm like, no, I haven't. She goes, well, that's you and him. I'm like, oh, that's cool. She goes, no, that's not cool. So people outside can see. Have you ever seen Hancock? You kind of know what I'm talking about. Every time they're around each other, they blow each other up. Like, when they're around each other, bad shit happens. And every time after a while, after, you know, hanging out, and every time, the more we would hang out towards the end and over time, the worse things got. Like, things were blowing up. Okay, things were blowing up, and it was not good. So then after she left, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch this movie Hancock with Will Smith. So if you're a twin flame and you feel you're in a twin flame relationship, I highly recommend you watch the movie Hancock, starring Will Smith. So I watched this and I was like, I started bawling the whole time because I knew what was going to happen. I knew this was going to end badly. This was going to end horrifically, tragically, with some kind of drama, with horrific endings. And we weren't at that point yet, but I remember thinking, I'm like, I knew how it was going to end. And it did. It was horrible. There was horrible behaviors that went on from my end and his end. And it was just, you know, I'm just trying to heal this. So twin flame / trauma bond / karmic partner will have you executing or displaying behaviors that are not not of the light, of love, okay? But again, beating yourself up and beating myself up and being like, oh, you stupid idiot, what'd you do? You're a horrible person. And this is, again, ended 3 years ago. So I have had time to process and try to forgive myself. And, you know, but it's funny. There's another potential twin flame as I think back about 12 years ago in 2012 that I'm wondering if he actually was my actual twin flame and this was the trauma bond. But again, who knows? Like, I don't know. All I know is I've had these experiences, but both of these people who came into my life, what they did for me was a gift. What they gave me was a gift of realizing that I don't need anyone outside of myself to make me feel whole, that is an inside job. So if you have a twin flame, you can get very codependent, okay? Codependency, not a good thing. And again, it's not to beat yourself up and be mad at yourself and go, oh my God, I'm an idiot, I'm a loser, whatever. It's like, okay, why do I have these behaviors? Thank you for having them come to light. And how can I correct them? How can we dismantle this? How can we work this out? You know, I hear a song, we can work it out. Now, I'm praying that my twin flame / trauma bond partner does not listen to my podcast. I really hope he doesn't. But yeah, it's like years and years of working out through your subconscious why this happened, you know, and I can still hear sometimes, like telepathically, I can sometimes still hear him. And I don't love it. And sometimes I get really pissed off. It's like, are you trying to contact me telepathically? Because it's really annoying. Now leave me alone. But the higher self, then I remind myself it's the higher self. So the higher self gets involved in telepathic communication. It's not the ego. It's the higher self. So higher self would not be like, oh my God, I want to come into your thoughts and send you a song in your head, Jen, telepathically because I'm mad at you. It's not, it's otherworldly. It's like that choice you didn't make. That choice you didn't make has to create a different dimension, different realm, a different branch off the timeline and exist somewhere. So it's still possible for that. And again, I know if you had twin flame, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to telepathically communicate with my twin flame. Just know, like, you don't, like, it's not, I don't know. For me, it's not a good thing. I don't want it to be a good thing. But when something horrible went down in the past with this person, telepathic communication was very helpful because I was not able to talk to him for like a month. And so telepathic communication was great. But there's like these, you know, how they talk about the separation, and there's the bubble stage and all these stages. And just so you know, everyone you meet, whether they're twin flame or not, will teach you something about yourself so profoundly and deeply that will trigger you onto a spiritual journey of development of self, of your soul, of looking at your soul, of remembering who the fuck you are. And it's not like, oh, going back, I'm not a Sagittarius. I am not a Leo. I am not a manifesting generator. I am me. I am a soul who is here to follow the light and the guidance and what makes me joyful and happy and blissful and excited and lit up. And that is love, right? All those things are love. To forgive myself, to sit with the plant, to understand who the fuck I am, and understand how the universe works, understand that I am the universe, you know? It's just, all of it led me back to me. And that's what it is. And if you're stuck and like, oh, I need to be with my twin flame, we're gonna die, you'll get to the point, because the separation part of twin flame journey is the best part. I mean, you think the bubble phase is the best part, but it's not. The separation is the best. And you think you can't live without a person, and you look and you go, oh my God, I'm living without this person. I'm actually alive. I'm standing without this fucking person I thought I couldn't breathe without. Look at me breathing and shit. Look at me doing breath work. Like, you will get past it, but it has to be for you to remember who you are and who do you love? Who do you love? Do you love you? If you don't love you, I hope you get a twin flame. I hope you get a trauma bond partner. I hope you get a karmic partner from a past life who's going to help you remember. Okay? So I think that's good for now. I'm not going to bring anyone forward in spirit, though I have had a couple of people in spirit come to me during the night. There was a little boy who played hockey came through with me, and then there was another person that came through, but I asked them to step aside because I think it's just time to just talk about this today. So stay tuned for next Friday. I'm going to share at some point the 20 plus predictions. There's a lot of them here on the list, you guys, and I can't wait to share them with you. Thank you so much for listening to the story of the twin flame / karma partner, whatever the hell that was. I mean, I'm not saying I love myself completely, but I'm a hell of a lot better, because I know that I don't need anyone outside of myself. I stopped looking outside of myself to validate that I love me, that I'm worthy of being here. I'm worthy of being here just because I'm here. Okay? So you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you all next Friday on the Singing Medium podcast.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.